This is a different video. Usually I'm talking about Gregorian chant, prayers, being Catholic. But people sometimes send me stuff about current medical stuff. And they send stuff that I don't trust. So I wanted to write a quick video, because it's related to YouTube and video sources, about where I go to for videos on medical issues from people that I have been watching for a while, over the past 3 years for some particular reason. And I've found amazing to listen to, and I've learned so much. So this is the roll call. I thought I'd just have the top 10, but the list just kept going. So here it is. It'll be a simple video. And let me know in the comments if you can recommend anyone else. But yeah, you can see these doctors don't have to all agree perfectly with each other. But the thing is that they have experience, authority, and wisdom. And they honestly say what they think, and they can interact with each other, and you can get clarification. If one makes a bold claim, then another might say, hang on, there's some nuance needs to go in there, and things like that. It's a so please don't send me stuff on graphene oxide unless it's from someone you can trust and you can show what it's all about. Okay, good. Here we go. So I put Dr. Peter McCullough came first to the list. He's a cardiologist. A lot of these are from America, I think. Okay, Dr. Pierre Kory. He's fantastic, yeah. He's a bit of a fireball, yeah. Dr. Paul Marik, which is a sensible, he's the mentor of Dr. Pierre Kory, Dr. Paul Marik. I think he's a mentor for a lot of different doctors. And he's also got stuff on how to fix diabetes, and that is fantastic. Dr. Mobeen Syed is so cute. Okay, shouldn't say he's cute, but he's small and gentle and he's great to watch, yeah. He also talks a lot on stuff that goes straight over my head, so maybe he's not the most accessible, but yeah, he's a good doctor. Dr. John Campbell. Now, I have to clarify, Dr. John Campbell is not actually a doctor. He's a nurse, but he is a doctor because he's got a PhD in nursing. Yeah, he's very good on the medical stuff. He's been teaching medical stuff. That's how he got on YouTube, because he has a whole lot of videos teaching basics of anatomy, all that sort of medical stuff, so that people in third world countries can get the training to give better health outcomes. So that's also why he wants to keep his channel on YouTube. So he's very careful with what he says, which is amazing. That's so because he's English as well. So his sense of humour is so spot on. Yeah. So I really enjoy watching Dr. John Campbell videos, even when the content is going over my head. Yeah, but he has the shorter videos, and yeah, he's got a lot of following, so he's doing the right stuff. And I've even met other people who are watching him. So maybe I should put him at the top of the list. Yeah, big shout out to Dr. John Campbell. I've enjoyed so many of his videos. Okay, next one, Dr. Vinay Prasad, who's he's more pro-vaccines and stuff, so he's an interesting one, but I put him in anyway because he talks a lot about the dangers of masking. Well, maybe dangers is a bit... Yeah, he's a fairly middle-of-the-road doctor, I'd say, but he's with a lot of these doctors, they start off middle of the road, and as things get crazier, you can see them kind of realising there's more wrong with the medical system than normal. So Dr. Vinay is in the American system. Yeah, and next one, Dr. Naomi Wolf. So she's another liberal sort of doctor who noticed the effects on women's systems with these different medical interventions which were employed, and found that none of her usual trusted sources of journalism wanted to listen to her story. So she got on the other right-wing conservative sort of things and is a really interesting character. So she's done her doctorate stuff, great. And as a side note, it's also she had a short video where she said it's just the sheer evil of the systematic sort of, the organisation. The evilness of the whole thing was so great that it's brought her back to Christianity. She's reading out the Geneva Bible, which is one of the early Protestant translations of the Bible. So she's doing an ongoing series looking at the Bible now. So coming from, just a medical doctor, feminist type person, now getting back into the Bible. And it's an amazing journey. But yeah, just the volume of evil is so great that it couldn't have just been stupid human beings behind it. And it's amazing, yeah. So yeah, she's not the only one. You see these people starting to what is life for, good and the nature of good and evil and all that sort of stuff. Fantastic. Dr. Ryan Cole is one of those doctors. I saw his videos very early on. And he's quite straight talking. He doesn't fluff around, and I don't think he has his own channel, but he appears on other people's things. And yes, he's quite a compelling speaker. Yeah, as we get down, we're getting to the ones who don't have their own channels so much. Yeah. Dr. Robert Malone, he has a Substack. And he was a researcher who actually came up with using mRNA for therapeutic purposes. So he's very good on the technical sort of side of it. He's a calm sort of guy. Or he has to be a calm sort of guy because, he can't actually, he's got a vaccine injury where he has to keep his heart rate at a normal level. So anyway, yes, he's very interesting. And also he's into horses too. So if you follow him, you get to see pictures of his beautiful horses out in the wilderness in America. Okay. Dr. Tess Lawrie is another of the English doctors, but she has a South African mixture to her accent. She has a beautiful accent. So Dr. Tess Lawrie, yes, you see some of her videos. She's quite, it's a gentle, sort of poetic and very interesting to listen to. So Dr. Tess Lawrie. Dr. Nikolai Petrovsky, I don't know what's happened to him lately, but he was actually a vaccine developer. He was developing a vaccine in Australia. Yeah, the only one of the Australian doctors on the list, I think. Yeah. And, he was just found there was something wrong because he had this vaccine which worked better than the other vaccines. It had all these positive things, but he couldn't actually get it into the right channels. It was like some power had already got there before the vaccine. Anyway, yes. He was, and it was always interesting because he actually went and talked about his vaccine with sort of believable people, and he was testing it out on himself. So yeah, that's putting your body on the line. And there was something weird about the system where this Australian vaccine developer couldn't get any traction in Australia. Instead, Australia was buying millions, billions, I don't know how many, sending so many dollars over to these international companies instead of looking at something that worked better, it was safer, and anyway, yes. So that was another one. But of course, he's pro-vaccine. Like, I'm not just saying you should only, anyway, yes. Not all these doctors are pro-vaccines, yeah. Although I think most of them are, because they're people who are out there, haven't been completely cancelled because I've come across them. Okay. I've got Dr. Robert Clancy. He comes on the Dr. John Campbell show from time to time, but he's Australian, so it's good to see him from time to time. Yeah. Dr. Suneel Dhand. He's got an English accent. He's living in America now. But he has such a deadpan delivery. And but yeah, you can see he's smiling. He's actually quite funny. But yeah, his style of delivery takes a bit of getting used to. He's talking more about what do they call it? Being healthy. Like, you can get rid of so many diseases by looking after your health in general, eating good food, getting exercise, all that sort of stuff. A Midwestern doctor, this is an anonymous doctor, has a Substack, and the stuff he writes, I think is a he, is fantastic. So a Midwestern doctor. Oh, Dr. Flavio Cadegani. So he came up on the Frontline Critical Care Alliance videos. So that's Dr. Pierre Kory and Dr. Paul Marik would have Dr. Flavio Cadegani on. And Dr. Cadegani has cats, so that makes him wonderful. Okay, that's very simplistic, but that'll do. And Dr. Brian Tyson, which was one of the earlier doctors who was treating people down in Southern America. I can't remember exactly where, but it was a place where you had a lot of Mexican migrants, so a lower socioeconomic area. And he pretty much had no deaths due to COVID because he was using these early treatment options, and he was doing a great job. And for some reason that was controversial enough that it was Anyway, yes, okay. So Dr. Brian Tyson, he doesn't have his own channel. Seen him on other things. So I think that gives you a rundown and an illustration of how much time I've spent in reading and watching these sort of things. So, and gives you an idea of how much stuff is out there. I mean, there's more out there all the time. And but sifting through there, to watch the Dr. John Campbell stuff, that's pretty, he's approachable and funny and covers most of the topics. But when he says something controversial, yeah, YouTube will probably give you suggestions. I think it's not completely clamping down on alternative ideas, but you just have to be. It'll be interesting how this video goes. So, yeah, God bless. I hope something there is interesting. If you have any major suggestions, put them there. I might not have time to go through them all. I think, yeah, I've had COVID twice at least, and it's getting less and less each time, and it all seems like the immune system is working. And, yeah, but it's very, very interesting sort of stuff. Okay, God bless. Bye.